When you sit down to write, when you sit down to create, when you sit down to do work that really matters to you, you will inevitably face the resistance. The resistance is the set of inner voices within you that will talk you out of doing what you know is important. And the three levels of excuse are comparison, pointlessness, and fear. Conor, coming to the end of Vistage Chair World here in San Diego. Got the Hyatt Grand here behind me, and just finishing 4-day conference with all the leaders of Vistage here. There's three voices of excuse, three types of excuse that we use to stop doing the things that really could move us forward. Steven Pressfield talks about the resistance with a capital R. When you sit down to write, when you sit down to create, when you sit down to do work that really matters to you, you will inevitably face the resistance. The resistance is the set of inner voices within you that will talk you out of doing what you know is important. And for me, there's three levels of excuse. And the three levels of excuse are comparison, pointlessness, and fear. Comparison is when I think of doing something, when I think of writing a book, the first voice of excuse, the voice of comparison says, John could write a better book than me. Jim Collins has already written a better leadership book than me. The voice of comparison is picking someone else and saying that they could do it better. And very often that level of excuse stops me taking action. But if the voice of comparison doesn't stop me taking action, I move to the second level of excuse, the voice of pointlessness. And the voice of pointlessness tells me that what difference is it going to make? What difference is it going to make for me to sit and write one blog post, to produce one video, to share this message? What possible difference in the great scheme of the universe is it going to make for me to make this video? And that set of excuses, that for me stops me on a lot of things. But if I move through the voice of comparison, the voice of pointlessness, I reach the third voice. And the voice of fear. In my mind, the voice of fear tells me, who do you think you are to think you have something worthwhile to share? Who do you think you are to think you can teach people? Who do you think you are to be here amongst 1,000 senior leaders and have anything worthy? And that third level of voice stops me in a lot of things, stops me making a lot of videos, stops me writing a lot of blog posts. But those are those three voices that we all carry in our head. And as Steven Pressfield says, every morning you wake up and the resistance is back again. Conquering it one day does not mean that it is conquered for good. These three little voices, they will be with you every day. And if you listen to them, they will stop you doing the work that matters. The voice of comparison, the voice of pointlessness, and the voice of fear. So I hope the next time one of those three voices speaks in your head, and in my case they come in that order: first comparison, second pointless, third who am I, fear. If you just stay with it and keep the writing, then the work happens. I hope when you do something important today and you hear those three voices starting, you push through. Have a great day. It's Conor about to get the taxi to the airport and fly back to London and then on to Barcelona. Have a great week. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. Keep them coming.